What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. It's me, your boy, Kangaroo Black, coming back once again, baby. And you know who I want to talk about? Those Tennessee Volunteers and old Coach Josh Hype, I got my big hat on because he got a big head today. And guess what? I'm going to have my big hat on and have a big head for the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because next week, my Alabama Crimson Tide got a bye week. We don't hit the field again until November 4th against those LSU Tigers. But until then, you will see a lot of my big hat. But anyway, man, I just want to come on here, and console Josh Heupel, the Tennessee Volunteers, and the Tennessee Volunteer fans, man. I did this last week. I did this last season after you got your ass tore off by them Georgia Bulldogs. But I want to do it again this season, after my Alabama Crimson Tide, put futsal up in you. I just want to make sure y'all all right. So I'm doing another wellness check on the Tennessee Volunteers for the second year in a row. These Tennessee Vols, man, Tennessee Vols fans, they are some very emotional people, man. And when they catch an L, they say some erratic things, some illogical things, man. Come on, baby. Come on, Tennessee. This ain't the first time you done been through this now. Come on now. You used to losing. Don't act like you not. Just cause your season was going along, you was winning some games. You ran up against the Alabama Crimson Tide. You should be used to this. You got away last season with a win. That's fine, but that was last season. You got to focus on this season, you know what I'm saying? And I told you, you weren't about to come to Bryant-Denny and just manhandle my Alabama Crimson Tide. You did that for one half. But once again, the game is 4 quarters. It's not where you start, how you start. It's how you finish, baby. And my Alabama Crimson Tide finished by dominating your Tennessee Vols. That's all. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all right. Don't do nothing crazy. Stop talking stupid. You know what I'm saying? They talking so stupid that they said, some of those Tennessee Vols fans said, hey, we going to beat Georgia and we going to get our revenge in the SEC championship. They delusional as hell now. Hey, man, we done beat them brains to mush. That's what we did. Oh, my goodness. Boy, hey, you see my mug this morning? I got me some hot tea now. Look at it. It's steaming too, boy. It's hot, boy. Look, you see that steam coming off? Guess what? It's hot. Just like we put a hot ass whooping on them damn Tennessee Vols. Lord have mercy. And get just like my tea. Them Tennessee Vols fan is steaming. But I'm here to tell you. Mr. Kangaroo Black is here to tell you. But everything is going to be all right. You live to fight another day. That's what you did. That's all I'm saying. You live to fight another day. Now, all of this blaming the refs, come on now. Yeah. Now, why y'all got to be like that? Why you just can't take the L and move on, man? Why is it every time Tennessee lose, they want to blame it on something, man? Like I said, I had to come on here last year, man, and console the Tennessee Volunteers, man, and they fans after Georgia beat the hell out of them. Because I had to console them because they was making so many excuses. Last season, they was blaming on the rain, like Georgia didn't play in the rain, just like them. They was blaming it on a dang on locker room situations, man. They was blaming it on the power T. They was finding everything to blame that loss on. They just couldn't say Georgia is the better team. We lost to the better team that day. They just couldn't bring themselves to say it. Just like this year. They come to Bryant-Denny Stadium and got the brakes beat off of them. And they just can't say, hey, we lost to the better team. They blaming it all on the refs. They blaming Alabama scoring 27 points in the second half on the ref. They blaming them putting up a gigantic dinosaur egg in the second half on the refs. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. Tennessee fans, Stop it. Please. It don't have to be like this. Because if you keep it up, it's going to be worse on your next season. I know we got to come to Neyland Stadium next season. It ain't like my Alabama Crimson Tide ain't used to coming to Neyland Stadium and beating y'all ass. Just like we beating your ass in Bryant-Denny. Neyland Stadium is basically a home game for us. We lose a home game every now and then. You know, we just got a home on Rocky Top. That's our stadium. You know, Tennessee fans, this is our stadium. And just like last season, how y'all was bothering me for 2 or 3 weeks after the game, well, guess what? Payback is a mother. Because I'm going to do the same thing to y'all. And guess what? I ain't going to get tired of it. I ain't going to get tired of it. You did it to me. So why not do it to you? You can call me petty. You can call whatever you want. You can call me petty black, petty kangaroo, whatever you want to call me. I'll be petty. I'm just, hey, it is what it is, baby. It is what it is. So, but I just want to give you, some kind words and tell you it's gonna be all right. You pick yourself up, dust yourself off, cause you're gonna, you live to fight another day. You got another opponent next week. I believe you play Kentucky. You got to focus on that game. You got to forget about the ass whooping that you took yesterday at the hands of my Alabama Crimson Tide. I know you got some bumps and bruises and shit, but you got to get over it. All right? Josh Heupel, stop with the crying, man. Stop with the moping, man. If somebody asks you a question, just be a great role model and answer the question. Don't ignore the question and put your head down. You know what I'm saying? Just answer the question. Tell us how you feel. But it is what it is, baby. It is what it is. Like I told y'all last season too. Don't act like you ain't used to this. You know what I'm saying? You've been taking ass whoopings for years. Ain't nothing changed from 1999 to 2003. Ain't nothing changed. But y'all can just remember and talk about 1998. And I'm going to bring something else up to y'all. I know you're used to this. Because guess what? You ain't won in Bryant-Denny Stadium in 20 years. Just like you ain't won in the swamp in 20 years. So I know you are used to this. But stop blaming your butt kickings on everybody else and everything else. You know what I'm saying? We all go through troubling times. Some more than others. Because y'all going through them. Y'all been going through it since 1998. And just put it out there. But we all go through troubling times. You know what I'm saying? We just got, hey, Tennessee Vols fans, just pray about it. That's all. Just pray about it. Stop moping, man. Stop crying and complaining, man. And I just can't believe y'all talking about the refs. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And just like you saw, at the beginning of the video, they had to write a daggone article. Tennessee lost to Alabama, but the Crimson Tide had a lot of help from the officials, and the SEC need to address it. Did y'all feel that way last season when y'all beat Alabama by a measly 3 points on the last second field goal? Did y'all feel that way then? Did you feel that way last week when you committed 12 penalties against Texas A&M and you still came out with? Did you feel that way then? Of course not. So why you feeling that way now? Cause you caught that fucking L. That's why. Cause you got your ass stomped. That's what happened. You got tore out the frame. You got mollywop. You just straight got your ass beat. That's what happened at the hands of my Alabama Crimson Tide, and y'all just can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? But I can't believe it. Man, I read this article, man. I think I'm going to go through it for y'all. It starts off this. The Tennessee Vols played about as badly as they have under Josh Heupel in the second half against Alabama on Saturday. And the coaching / play calling was probably the worst they have seen from Heupel since he arrived at UT since 2021. Now but check this out. But that shouldn't be the narrative after Tennessee's 34-20 ass whooping in Tuscaloosa. They put loss, but it was a straight ass whooping. But anyway, the officiating on Saturday wasn't just bad. It was almost blatantly obvious that the officials were doing everything they could to make sure Alabama didn't lose. No, it was Alabama was doing everything they was to make sure they didn't lose. That's what that was. My Alabama Crimson Tide and the great one, Coach Nick Saban, was doing everything they could to make sure they didn't lose. And they was putting foots all up in you. You can believe that. And up in Smoky. Rama Jamma Yellow Hammer all up in Smoky, baby. But let's continue. It says, and look, and I'm sure Bama fans are already rolling their eyes and yelling excuses to the top of their young lungs. Well, hell yeah, that's what you're doing. You're crying and whining and making all kind of excuses. But anyway, but he say he ain't accepting that. Now after that debacle, yeah, your daggone Tennessee Volunteers, they put on a debacle in the second half. But anyway, you can't win in Tuscaloosa when the officials are that one-sided. Come on now. I just take your L. I mean, it's bad when even Dan Wilkin, whoever that is, who never hesitate to take a shot at Tennessee, is pointing out the terrible officiating. We got a daggone Instagram post, X if you want to call it, or I mean a Twitter post, X if you want to call it. That's such a tick-attack call against Tennessee. Vols have been on the short end of the officiating today, whatever. I think he was talking about that whole call. But anyway, the terrible officiating started early. In the first quarter, the Vols had to settle for a field goal after a blatant hold on tight end McCallum Castle, who missed. Anyway, the hold happened before Joe Milton pass was tipped. Tennessee should have had it first down there instead of fourth down. They kicked the field goal. Crying. They showed a replay. Hey, the ref called it. It happened. But anyway, on Alabama first series in the second half, an obvious hold on Vols defensive lineman Tyler Barron wasn't called on the Crimson Tide's 46-yard touchdown. The penalty should have negated the touchdown. It was a game-changing call. Lord, that was not a game-changing call. I ain't see no hold. The ref didn't see no hold. So guess what? It didn't happen. Keep it going. If you're wondering if the officiating whistles worked, they did. They had no problem calling a tick-tack hold on the Vols tight end, Jacob Warren. The Vols tight end, Jacob Warren, in the second half that set the Vols offense back. And they quickly blew the whistle for a barely noticeable hold call on Tennessee's Gabe Judy Lally when the Vols had stopped Alabama on third down. I seen a hold. You know why? Anytime a receiver is in his route and you grab him up here and you see that jersey tug, that is a hold. And I seen it myself. You said it was a ticket tack. Hell, I remember at Texas A&M. Texas A&M. We could have had a daggone touchdown. They called it a ticket tack foul on Dallas Turner. Yes, sir. I believe it was it a block kick? Something. They called it a ticket tack towel. I know Braswell scored on that play. But I believe it might have been a block kick or something, or fumble scoopers. I don't know. I can't remember. But it was a ticket tack. Y'all didn't say nothing about that. I'm sure y'all was watching. But anyway, it was a hold. All right. Let's keep it moving. Oh, my goodness, man. Even on one of the Vols' final efforts in the fourth quarter, Bama defensive back Malachi Moore was draped all over Squirrel White. Crickets from the officials. There were plenty of other blatant, awful calls that I'm sure you'll see floating around social media. Yeah, I'm sure. It's coming from Tennessee fans. They sore losers. I mean, every loss, they blame somebody else but themselves. But keep it going. The only penalty called on Alabama was a 5-yard penalty from an illegal snap that actually saved the Crimson Tide from a potential turnover / negative play. So now they saying that the one penalty they did call on us, it saved us. You can't make it up. By the way, if Bama fans want to mention the play where Elijah Herring tried to punch the ball out but missed, Maybe they should look at the clip of Alabama wide receiver Jermaine Burton donkey kicking Vols defensive back Danico Slaughter right in the front of an official. Well, guess what? They didn't call neither one of them. So why are we even talking about it? They ain't called neither one of them. But your man did come down with a forearm to our player's head. I know that for a fact. Our daggone running back. I know that for a fact. So, hey, they didn't call neither one of them. So why you crying about that? I mean, Jesus, man, it's just a shame. Anyway, Tennessee could have played better. The offense was atrocious in the second half. The play calling was unimaginative. But even then, the Vols still had a chance in the second half to win the game. No, hell, they didn't. And if the officials called the game even close to fairly, Tennessee had a great chance to win. No, they didn't. They got totally dominated in the second half, the entire second half. Even if you would have had 2 touchdowns on the board, like I said, that Joe Milton missed the throws, that's 8 more points you would have had. Well, you lost by 14, so that wouldn't have helped. But anyway, Nick Saban and Alabama stole that win. The officials made sure they didn't lose. That should be the narrative. And the NCAA should open up a full investigation into this game. It is all there on film. You can see it yourself. It's beyond time for the SEC officials to be held accountable. Lord, they didn't say that last year when they got away with a win against Alabama in Neyland Stadium. They didn't say that last year when Alabama was called for 17 penalties for 100 yards on them. And then, if you want to blame the ref, they stole the daggone game-winning interception by Kool-Aid McKinstry, who was running it back for a touchdown, for a pick 6, and they didn't throw the flag until 30 yards after he was upfield. But Tennessee fans don't want to talk about that. But it's all right, Tennessee fans. Just don't go jumping off Rocket Top. Don't go, hey, you daggone throwing goalposts in the Tennessee River last season. Now you crying a goddamn river. Shut the hell up. Don't nobody want to hear that shit no more. But you're going to hear me for at least 2 weeks. I can guarantee you that. And you're going to see my big damn hat with my big ass head. Because I got the big head right now after beating the hell out of y'all. But anyway, guess what? I'm going to tip my hat to you. Let me, hey. Tennessee. Look at that. Look at Big Al, Tennessee. One more time. Here's to the Vols, baby. Roll down Tide.